We're gonna find out in 2026 if anyone really cares about folding phones, because Apple will likely finally sell a folding iPhone. But it might not look the same as what you've seen from Google or Samsung. I'm Bridget Carey. This is your weekly report on all things Apple, and 2026 is going to be a wild year for Apple products because it marks Apple's 50th anniversary year. Rumors are pointing to some entirely new products, so let's go through the reports of the biggest new gadgets and see if this year CEO Tim Cook is going to give us more than one thing that's worthy of being Apple's one more thing. Folding phones, they're not really that novel anymore. We're even seeing phones that fold with multiple bends. But of course, Apple usually waits to jump into the game to do it in Apple's own style. And that style might be to use technology that lessens the look of a crease so you cannot see the bend mark in the screen. This report keeps bubbling up about the new anti-crease technology. It's coming from reliable Apple supply chain analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, and also recently by Chinese publication UDN. There's also a leaker on Weibo who goes by Digital Chat Station, pointing out how the design is a wide foldable, like a large book, and we might not get Face ID to unlock. The leaker said there would be a side button for Touch ID because Face ID is hard to fit in this thin design. Now, as for the shape, the display and size ratio might remind you more of the shape of this fella from 2021. This is Microsoft's Surface Duo 2, which is a little wider when it's closed. The folding iPhone would have a screen on the outside and the inside. Reports are putting Apple's outside display screen to be around 5.5 inches, some say less, and when you expand it open, it would be around 7.8 inches or maybe a little less. Now to compare, the other foldables from Google and Samsung, they're measuring out to be about 8 inches when they're open, but they are more narrow on the front. And even if you can't see a crease down the center of the bend, you will see a dent in your wallet because researchers are expecting the folding iPhone to be around $2,400, making it the most expensive folding phone on the market. But not every new Apple product will be more expensive. Bloomberg and other sources report Apple is pushing a cheaper MacBook that would cost under $1,000, competing with Windows machines and Chromebooks. But it'll have an iPhone A18 Pro chip. And you know how cheaper iPhones are always the more colorful iPhones? Well, Apple might do the same thing with this cheaper MacBook. Analyst Kuo has said back in June it could come in bright colors like the iMac does, and we could see it in blue and pink and yellow. But what is the name of this model? Would we call this the MacBook SE, or go old school and bring back the name of another colorful Apple laptop, the iBook? But perhaps even more exciting than a folding iPhone or a colorful MacBook is something that gives Apple a boost in the smart home space. Bloomberg reported that this year, Apple will come out with some sort of HomeHub. It's like merging a HomePod speaker with a 7-inch iPad screen. It could control smart home devices and just sit on your countertop to run apps. There's a version that could be mounted on your wall or one that sits on a tabletop. Now, Bloomberg is reporting that Apple is also coming out with a security camera this year. So it just makes me really excited to see Apple do more with connecting the smart home in a way that protects privacy and could make the new Siri with Apple Intelligence more useful. Well, whenever we get that new Siri, which is supposed to be sometime in 2026, but I have a gut feeling it'll be a work in progress. Of course, Apple has not said anything official yet about these unreleased products and rumors, they never do. But what has you most excited for Apple's 50th year? There will be all kinds of products updated. We'll likely get new iPads and new Apple Watches and maybe even new AirTags. It's going to be a busy 2026. So subscribe to follow me along on this ride. And in the coming days, I'm going to be covering the big CES tech show with my team. So stay tuned and I'll see you next time. There's one more thing to talk about.